What's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. Today we are flying the Zibo 737-800 model on a short flight from Charlotte Douglas International up to my hometown airport of KDCA, or Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. We've already got our flight plan from SimBrief. Flight plan is calling for cruise altitude of 33,000 feet. Airtime of 49 minutes. Block time is 1 hour 17 minutes. So, give me a second here to get a couple of things set up, and we will go ahead and jump in the flight deck and get on the move. This is my very first stream. I've been stream tweaking all week, trying to get everything sorted out. And it looks like everything is good to go here. Let's see here. Just looking over the flight plan, make sure everything is good to go. And we will be jumping in the flight deck here. Alright, yep, SimBrief is all set. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into the flight deck. Cold and dark is what we got here. Alright, let's go ahead and get batteries on.
Clarence American 1842 with Tango going to Charlotte.
Start the APU.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
We're waiting on the APU gen light to illuminate. Switch power over to the APU. We've only got about 2,000 pounds of fuel. We'll go ahead and get fuel in it once we take a look at the flight plan.
Roger, fill 2, fill 10,000, 30,010, and
Waiting on the exhaust temperature to start dropping, and then that light should illuminate. And we'll switch over to the APU gens.
Yeah, 10,031 and 10, 5141, and we're ramp 5.
There we go. We've got APU power. Let's turn on the bleed air. Packs are off. Alright. Go ahead and get our IRSs aligned.
I just left away information. Tango, we're going to Louisville. Our PDC was more than 2 hours old, so call you.
Roger, your time is being updated. You still talking 7136.
I'm going to go ahead and start boarding.
Got our previous PDC.
It says 9611 clear to 0 Delta Foxtrot Airport. Get aboard.
Get some navigation lights on. We don't need the logo light, it's daytime.
I maintain 1010,000. Expect flight level 300 in 10 minutes. Walk 7136.
Alright, let's see here.
Stepped on BPS 9611.
Zoom in there. I use a program called Web FMC, so I got my FMC here. What you're looking at, I got it here on my computer, on my laptop here, so I will be programming that via there. And Okay, so our routing is going to be the Keelan's Ford departure out of Charlotte via the Audi transition direct to Waves, which Waves is going to be the transitional fix into our arrival into DCA. So our arrival into DCA is going to be the CAPS 3 arrival, and it looks like we will be landing on runway ILS runway 1, so we won't get river visual today, and it should be a pretty turbulent landing. It's windy here in Maryland, so we will go ahead and get planned out. Let's see how many passengers we're taking. 155, half a ton of cargo, 36.2 tons payload. So let's go ahead and get fueled up.
Hey, we got a message to give y'all a call.
Plane 798, Roger. Need to put
We already have it. We just got a message.
Passengers are coming in, but we will set this here, let it know.
I don't know why. That's Plane 798.
155, because it's going to take a second to load cargo. And this is my first time using this program. I got it off the org. Basically, it allows you to load the Zibo 737 from this menu. It's more intuitive. I know the tablet over there allows you to do the same thing, but this is my first time using this, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, cargo 500 and payload. We'll do payload in that other menu. I'm just not sure how to do that. Alright, so Simbrief flight plan is calling for 12,600 pounds of fuel. So we will put that in here. And we're going to go ahead and click the load button. And as you see over here, our fuel is coming up. We're being fueled and loaded. Alright, let's go ahead and get our IRSs aligned, program our route, and then we'll be clear to get up out of here. Our reference airport, let's clear that message. Reference airport is going to be KCLT. I think we are at gate 9. Grab our GPS fix here. Set IRS position. We're going to copy that there. And that's going to give us the alignment. There we go. Oh shit, hold on. What did I do? Oh, I know what I didn't do. There we go. KCLT for origin. Destination is KDCA. Flight number is Delta 1226. Runway is going to be 36 center, if I'm not mistaken. We can change that. Are we done fueling? Yes, we are done fueling. So 12.7 is our planned fuel. That gives us our gross weight, 0 fuel weight. We'll do 1.0 for reserves. What was our cost index? I just seen it. Cost index is going to be 6. So we will put 6 there. Alright, this is our performance data for our takeoff. Outside air temperature is 15, what does that say? Yeah, 15 degrees Celsius. We're going to derate that. We don't need all of that thrust. Over to the takeoff data page, we'll be using 5 degrees of flaps for takeoff. That gives us a trim position of 4.69. V1 is going to be 133. V rotate is going to be 134. And V2 is going to be 141. Let's do 153, so that's plus 12 on V2. And so that's all input. That's our takeoff data. We're all set to go there. Departure. Let's see, what was our departure? This is our SID out of Charlotte Douglas. So
Alright, 1636.
it's the Kings 4 departure.
2 departure. Y'all transition. Direct Golf Tango Hotel.
That's it right there. The Audi transition, that's correct.
Right. Gate 74.
Let's take a look at it. Yep, we got a vector right there we got to get rid of. That'll screw your flight plan up. Alright, that looks good. So we are going to activate that. And for some reason it's not giving me my altitudes leaving out of here. Why? That's weird. We'll worry about that later. So we're not going to go direct to Waves because Waves is our initial transitional fix for the start into DCA. So it's going to automatically pick that up on the for the transition. So we're going to go over here. We're doing the CAPS 3. There it is right there, Waves, into ILS runway 1. And we're going to execute that. Check for any discos. Yep, we got one right there, so we will clear it. Execute. Check for any vectors or any other discos. My altitudes are all screwed up here. Like, what's going on with this? Oh, you know what? I think I know what it is. I didn't put a cruise altitude here. Our cruise is going to be 330, flight level 330. Execute. There's my altitudes. Alright, so it looks like we are all set here. And we will make a couple changes to this once we get up to cruise. I like to descend a little slower. This Zibo comes down pretty fast. Alright, so that is all set. And we'll get the autopilot and everything set, and then we'll be clear to get up out of here.
Good afternoon, folks. From the cockpit, I'd like to welcome you on board. We're ready up front. Everybody's closed up outside, and we're just waiting to get some of our performance numbers and the clearance from air traffic control. We should be underway. It's our pleasure having you on board with us today. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. Should be underway here shortly. Thanks for flying with Delta today. Maintain 10,000, expect flight level 3900 in 10, squawk 1777, and you have an EDIS of 1905.
I just noticed some twitching on my daggone track IR on the stream, so I may not use track IR for the rest of this. This is what I've been trying to fix. Alright, so we'll go ahead and set our altitude here for 33,000 since that's what our cruise is going to be. What did I say, 153?
Yeah, what are you showing wheels up the time for us?
Flight directors on.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, we're good there. Fuel's on board. Let's get the ATIS for here. I don't know what the ATIS is, so we need to get that. ATIS is going to be 12115, so let's put that in.
Okay, any reroutes for us? Not as yet.
12115.
Charlotte Douglas INTL information poppin'. 2000 Zulu weather. Wind 350 F14. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions.
Altimeter's 29908, so we'll set that.
25,000 broken. 27,000 few. Temperature 14. Dew point -1. Altimeter 2998. Arriving runways 36 left, 36 center, 36 right. Departing runways 36 left, 36 center, 36 right. Advise on initial contact you have Papa.
Alright, we have information Papa.
Squawk 3506.
Good Washington Dulles, reject your departure, killing transition. Maintain 10,000.
Let's go ahead and get our pushback pre-planned here. That's already set. So we will confirm that.
Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Alright, other than that,
And with that top was 186.
let's get some fuel pumps on, get the overhead set, and we'll be ready to get up out of here. Emergency lights are armed. Window heats can come on. Pitot heaters can come on. Hydraulic pumps can come on. We'll go ahead and set the cabin altitude to 33,000 so they don't pass out back there. DCA is a landing altitude, I think, of 14, so we'll leave that at 0. Everything else is set. Go ahead and turn the anti-collision light. Let them know we're ready to go.
And I just want to verify that's the day 4 arrival. Thank you. Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call.
Cross-check and all call. They should close this door here in a second. We sure will. Alright, doors all buttoned up. We are ready to get out of here. Let's go ahead and get our chart up. So we can know where we're going. We're going right down here to 36 Center. So jump on taxiway Echo straight down. And then we also need to pull up our departure out of here. This is the Keelan's 4 departure. And this is the SID we'll be flying out to the transition of Audi. Alright. We can start pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Seat in front of you or in overhead bin. Please do not stow these items in the seat pocket in front of you. Place them directly on the floor or hold them on your lap during taxi, takeoff, and landing. This is not just a Delta policy, but an FAA regulation for your safety. I'd like to thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome aboard.
Okay, yeah, your flight plan's going to come out in about 5 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have received our final paperwork and we are ready for an immediate departure. Before we can move the aircraft, all passengers must be seated with your seatbelts securely fastened, your tray tables and carry-in items stowed, your seat backs in the upright and lock position, and your aisle armors are lowered.
Official 66805, good evening, uniform, Washington Dulles. Hey, Shuttle 5205, information request.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Alright, got the jetway moving out of the way. We're ready to push back. They're hooking us up now.
Welcome aboard, and thanks for flying with Delta. Our first priority on every flight is
We're ready up front, everybody's closed up outside, and we're just waiting
presentation. Okay,
So connected and bypass inserted. Air traffic control should be underway. Pleasure having you on board with us today. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. Should be underway here shortly.
And ensure all aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas are clear.
And the question, left full length after the departure, unable to open forum from Mike 2.
Roger, have a good day.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Yeah, did they cancel the Unicon going up to Newark today?
Yeah, they did cancel that,
Oh, pushed me kind of close to that, didn't you, sir? Alright, we've been cleared to start engines. So we're going to start number 2 first.
Correct, this is Costera 2711.
We're looking for 25% N2 down here
We're ready.
before we introduce fuel.
Jackie on board.
Costera 2711, clear to Mike, Quebec, Tango Airport.
There's 25%.
To departure. And then site,
Let that engine stabilize.
Echo, India, Tango, transition, then at final. Final maintain 100,000. Expect flight level 380, 10 minutes after departure. Clock 3171.
Right, Costera 2711.
Go ahead and start number 1. Looking for 25% N2 here as well. There it is. Excuse me.
Operation complete. Status parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Life rafts are located in ceiling compartments at the front and center of the plane. All exits are clearly...
Man, I don't know why my freaking track IR is twitching like that on the stream. That's what I've been trying to fix all week. V-Sync is off, so... I may just turn it off. Yeah, I think I'll just turn it off for right now.
Delta 1353. Delta 1353. Negative DPLC. Delta 1353, Roger. Clear to the airport. Need a Halo 2 departure. Start.
Tow is disconnected and bypassed and has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Alright. Hand signals on the... Did he say left or right? I don't remember. But anywho, he's moving. Get some RTO on the auto brakes. Check our flight control systems here. All the way back. Center. All the way forward. Center. Left. Center. Right. Center. Right rudder. Center. Left rudder. Center. Flight controls are free and correct. Make sure everything else is set. Looks like everything else is set. Turn our transponder on. And alright. We are good to go. Taxi lights can come on.
direct
Parking brake is off.
maintain 10,000 and block 52
Oh, hold on. Let's go ahead and bring our flaps down to take off.
Is cleared via the farm wire to Palmer transition, then as filed at 10,000, squawking 5257 to call Sierra Papa.
Arm L nav and V nav.
Number 3356,
Yes, sir, we're not picking up. You need to get a clearance, please.
Number 3356, clear to the airport via the Bang 2 departure, Lux transition, then direct, maintain at 10,000, squawk 4165.
Number 3366, cleared via the bank departure, Lux, then direct. I maintain 10,000, squawk 4165.
Number 3366, redacted, clarified to Bang 2 departure.
Bank 2 departure, number 3366.
World Traffic 3 is kind of light here today at Charlotte. I don't know if it's the time of day or what.
Clear delivery, 5326.
Got a couple American flights over there at the gate.
AC 5326, turn left. AC 5326, clear to the Halo 2 departure, Sarge transition, as filed, maintain 10,000. Expect flight level 22010, main south departure, squawk 7226. Cleared via the Halo 2 departure, Sarge transition, as filed, on maintain 10,000, expect flight level 220 and 10. Watch frequency, or excuse me, squawk 7226, 5326, 3 back is correct, and where are you parking at today?
Man, I'm noticing that it's still twitching on the stream when I move my view. And that's without track IR. I gotta get that shit figured out. I'ma just leave this one public. If anybody knows how to fix that, please let me know. That has been a pain in my ass all week trying to fix it. Do test streams, it works, and then as soon as you get going public, it wants to mess up.
Approaching 05.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing out there coming in on 5.
It'll be south 2, radar section is going J43 is Sentinel, and then it's found. Maintain 4,000. Section 10,000, 10 minutes after departure. Your frequency will be 119.8 and squawk 1702.
Camden 839 is clear to the depart via B departure south 2 and radar vectors join J43 Seminole. Climbing to 4,000, expect 10,000 and 10 minutes. Departure on 119.8, squawk 1702.
That's 839, correct? With Yankee, ground point 9 when you're ready to leave. We'll talk to you later.
Ground point 9, we'll see you.
Bit of a crosswind on this takeoff.
Ameristar 9464. Where you parking?
South Cargo Ramp Base 4.
Okay, stand by. Let me see if I can find it for you. Ameristar 9464. You said it's the 9 departure.
Alright, final approach out there looks clear. We'll go ahead and
J45.
taxi straight out.
Foreman Beach, and then it's found. Maintain 10,000 and squawk 2072.
Ameristar 9464, cleared south 1. Vectors to J45, Foreman Beach, as filed, 10,000, 3072 squawk.
Ameristar 9464, read back correct. Stand by for a minute. Let me take a look at the flight and Ameristar 9464.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Thanks, sir. Have a nice afternoon.
Approaching 36 center.
Clearance Southwest 1017.
On runway 36 center.
Didn't get a CTDLC, we got Zulu.
Let me try to find this number. Southwest 1017, you flood gauge to departure.
Alright, we are all good to go.
Southwest 1017, cleared gauge to Stinger transition, then as filed, clock 2527.
Southwest 1017, is that correct? Yeah.
Toga. Yeah, we definitely got some crosswinds.
80 knots.
80 knots cross check.
V1 rotate. Positive rate.
Positive rate. Gear up. Yep, it's windy.
400.
And we are on our way up to DCA. It's a bit bumpy. I just realized I did not shut the APU down. Probably shouldn't have done that right then and there. I didn't start the packs back up or nothing. Kind of rushing to get out of there, I guess. We are rocking and rolling. And this plane really climbs. I like this plane a lot.
Alright, that's all we have. Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
US Gulf, Quebec Oscar, file, maintain 10,000, 47116.
There's 10,000 feet. Go ahead and turn our landing lights off.
Radar vector source 1, November.
Wing lights can come off. Plane's going to accelerate to what, 275, and then continue climb. Man, I don't know what's up with that daggone twitching on the camera view. Thought it was track IR, but it's obviously not track IR.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, I'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you, and welcome back to our SkyMall members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution if opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. Now reach an altitude where it's safe to approve electronic devices. And a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it'll be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eat items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class.
Outstanding, thank you, sir.
And here we are on our SID. This is our departure out of Charlotte. So we'll pretty much be following this all the way out to Audi, and that's our transition out of the departure. As you can see here, that's all what we have in FMC. So the FMC is flying the departure to the T. And there's 18,000 feet, transition altitude. Altimeter can go back to standard. Yeah. Looks like we got out of that rocky air. Smooth sailing now. Pretty sure it's going to be rocky into DCA because it's windy around here today. But we shall see. We shall see, we shall see. Top of climb looks like it's about 30 miles out. We'll level off there at 33,000 feet. And then I think we're only going to be there a short while. Let's see here. Yeah, our top of descent is just out past off the screen there. So really short flight from Charlotte, North Carolina up to Washington, D.C. Let's go ahead and tune for the ATIS for DCA, just in case the weather's changed. One 13265. Oh, what happened there? Alright, we'll go ahead, once we get to top of climb, make a couple revisions on the descent. Slow it down from 280. I know they got you coming into waves at 280 knots, and they want you to maintain 280 on that descent, but it's a pretty steep descent towards the middle to end of it, so it's easy to get up into the red on your speed tape. So I'd rather come in there at 220 knots. That way I can speed brake it, because FMC is going to ask for drag, so we're going to have to speed brake it in. Let's get rid of this ATC chatter. Top of climb is about 9.5 miles out. Actually a little less than that, about 6-7 miles out.
To go.
And there you have it. Top of climb. God damn, I didn't even have the fucking belt signs off. Well, we'll just leave the belt signs off. Let them know in the back that we are at top of climb.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt lights off. You're free to move about. Once you are seated, we recommend you keep your belts fastened. Thank you.
Moving up, keep a little closer. Meanwhile, please sit back, relax, enjoy the trip with us.
there you have it. Short cruise. We will be descending here. Oh, wrong camera view. Oh, let's get our charts back up. And as you see here, we are coming up on our transitional exit out of the SID for Charlotte, which is 26 miles out, 26 nautical miles. And our top of descent is about 85 miles out right there. So, a short cruise. We're coming in from the southern side of DC, so it'll be a straight-in approach pretty much to runway 1. But like I said, I'll check the get the weather as we get a little bit closer, because right now it's showing a tailwind of 112 knots up here. I don't believe that. I kind of do, because I got live weather on, so. A tailwind of 111 knots is pretty freaking good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make some slight revisions to the descent profile. We want to descend about 200 knots, so we will execute that. That moved our top of descent to 76 nautical miles, so we will do that. Let me get a chart up for the ILS approach into DC, because we're going to need to tune that information into the navigation radio. Localizer is 109.9er and the approach course is 006, so we'll tune that now. Go ahead and tune that on both sides. Why does that get dark like that? What was the localizer? 109.9. And there we have the localizer tuned. Altitude is going to be 2,500, so we'll drop that. Prepare for our top of descent. And make one more adjustment here. 165 at 2,400. Coming a little lower than the initial fix for the glide slope. Make sure I capture it. I'm just making some speed adjustments for the last part of the approach. Let's see, 175 at, let's go 3,600. Alright, we are all set for our approach into DCA. Top of descent is about 45 miles out. Not much to see in the way of ortho scenery. It's a little bumpy up here at 33,000, but not too bad. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get. It's still pretty breezy outside. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get rocked getting in here. We shall see. Let's get the initial weather report from ActiveSky XP. See what it's saying about the winds on the surface.
Kilo Delta Charlie Alpha Airport information Victor 2252 Zulu weather wind 331 at 12 visibility 10 sky condition ceiling 6
not too bad
5,
12 knots
broken temperature 11 dew point -5 altimeter 2997 advise on initial contact with information Victor.
Alright, so we've got information Victor for DCA.
Kilo Delta.
I think it said altimeter was 2997 if I'm not mistaken. We'll check it again, but I'll go ahead and pre-tune 2997. Top of descent is about 18 miles out, and we'll begin our initial descent into DCA. And we should be on the ground here shortly. I gotta tune down some of the effects for XPRealistic for the engine vibrations. Bit unrealistic for the 737. And we're coming up on top of the descent here. I think our initial descent is going to be the flight level 220. And it's got us stepping down. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got us stepping down 17,000, 14,000. Waiting on the descent path to come in, then we'll let them know we've begun our initial descent. There it is right there. Alright, there's our initial descent. Let's go ahead and let them know in the back.
Hey, good afternoon, folks. From the cockpit, we're starting a slow descent at this time. We would like to ask you to return to your seats, fasten up your seatbelts for the duration of the flight. Been a pleasure having you on board with us. Thanks for flying with Delta today. I can fly attendants. Go ahead and prepare the cabin for our arrival, please.
Alright, FMC is asking for drag, so just like I thought, we're going to pop out those speed brakes.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to refill them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. Kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle.
It's not uncommon. Just about every flight I've been on coming into DCA, we've descended with speed brakes. Our target speed is 220 knots, but as you see, we're at 257. So if we'd have been at 280 like it calls for on the approach, we would have been well under 300. So here we are here just coming onto the chart for waves. 280 knots there. We don't want that. We're already below 280, so we won't get a speed bust. And once we get down to 220, we just use just a little bit of speed brake, not much, maintain speed. the only thing I don't like about the weather system is it's instant. In FSX it was gradual. It didn't just pop in like that, but alright. We're now headed for 17,000 feet, so our descent will continue. So we'll keep those speed brakes out, see if we can get down to 220. It's a bit hard with a 72 knot cross tailwind, so it's wanting to keep us going a bit faster. Coming up on transition altitude again, so we'll reset our altimeter 29907. Let's just double check that weather again.
Kilo Delta Charlie Alpha Airport information Yankee 2252 Zulu weather wind 331 at 12 visibility 10 sky condition ceiling 6,500 broken temperature 11 dew point -5 altimeter 29907 advise on initial contact you have information Yankee.
Alright, so we now have information Yankee. Altimeter didn't change, winds didn't change much. There's our target speed, so we'll take the speed brake out. And we are making headway on the star. So here we'll be branching off to the right for Hall, waypoint Hall. Landing north, runways 14 and 33. Expect assigned instrument approach or radar vectors. So we will be branching off, coming straight into runway 1. I do prefer to branch off to the left though and take and get that river visual. That's an awesome approach in the DCA. And if the winds stay in this direction, I could actually do that, but
Washington Net information Quebec 2100 Zulu weather.
Now we're getting the in-game XPlane altimeter that we tuned.
More than 10. Sky condition 6500 broken, temperature 11, dew point -5. Altimeter 2997. Arriving runways 01, 04, 33, departing runways 01, 04, 33. Advise on initial contact you have Quebec.
Alright, so we now have information Quebec. So yeah, 01 is going to be the active, so we'll be going in on 01. I don't know what world traffic is going to do. It has a mind of its own. Sometimes they have world traffic coming in on the opposite runway. So we're all tuned up for the ILS approach. About 1,000 feet, we'll probably disconnect the autopilot and hand fly it in. Depending on how this 12 knots of wind look. But we'll see. Alright, we're looking for 9,000 feet at waypoint Hoyas, which is our next waypoint. Excuse me. And there's 10,000 feet, so landing lights on via federal regulations. Never did turn the seatbelt sign back on. It was never on to begin with, but we'll do that now. I don't know what's up with that goddamn twitching. That shit is annoying. Now we got some ground. Ooh, where did we pick up all that speed from? Oh, because we got to get down to 3,000 feet. Once we make this turn here, I'll go ahead and disengage the auto throttle and take them manually. Get the aircraft configured for landing. That was a major speed bust below 10,000. That was at like 280 knots. It looks like we're gonna have a crosswind. Maybe not too much of a crosswind. It's gonna be a headwind. Reading 22 knots right now, so alright. We got the localizer visual and the glide slope visual. We have not captured it yet, but localizer should be moving in here in a second. Alright, we're gonna arm the approach. Go to manual throttle. Bring in around the flaps to help us slow down. Localizer is active. Alright, we are all set up. We are on our approach, final approach into DCA. We should be getting a slight descent here, 2400, to capture the glide slope. Glide slope is coming down. I'll go ahead and gear it down. And there's our descent starting to come in. So we shall fly this down to about 1,000 feet, and then we'll take over manually. Arm the speed brakes. Alright, glide slope is alive. Localizer is captured. Got the Woodrow Wilson Bridge straight up ahead here. Looking good on the approach. Outer marker.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Burchell, speed set.
Roger that. We're landing. Let's go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. Fly it in by hand.
Approaching 0-1.
And of course, world traffic is going to put an aircraft on the runway, but we're landing. Give her a bit of nose up trim. was a bit of a bounce.
80 knots.
That was a little bounce.
3,000 feet remaining.
We will take this taxiway here. Welcome to DC, people. Not the best landing, we got a slight bounce, but wasn't the worst either. My freaking gate's taken. How dare they take my gate? I normally park there at 19. Let's see, can we get a gate here? I don't think that gate's gonna be big enough for us. Maybe we'll try to fit in here. Gotta use some asymmetrical thrusts to get in here.
Mama, we done cleaning up.
Alright, there we have it. I did not start the APU. Let's do that now. Before we shut down number 2. Yeah, we're not departing. I just accidentally flipped that over.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Disregard that. We're not going anywhere. I gotta figure out why this daggone thing is twitching on the stream like this. Again, if anybody watches this and knows how to fix that, it only does it on the stream. It doesn't do it in game on my end. For what it's worth, I'm using OBS as my encoder. VSync is not on my graphics card settings or my or within XPlane 11. Alright, now we've got APU power. We can shut down number 2. Welcome to DC, people. Just trying to secure the cockpit. Anti-collision light can come off. Alright. Welcome to DC, people. These regional jets shouldn't be here. They should be up there. I forgot. Not unless they changed some stuff at DC lately. But when I was working here, all of the regionals, well, not Delta, it was just US Airways. But US Airways isn't here anymore. Southwest is taking over all of Terminal A. Alright guys, appreciate you watching. Let me know how I can fix that camera twitching issue. Does it with the track IR and the regular in-game camera movement, as you can see. Again, VSync is off, both in-game and on graphics card. I've tried it every way with it on, off, locked frame rate, unlocked, everything. Let me know how I can fix that. If you watched, appreciate you watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button, little bell notification, so you get notified when I upload or when I'm live. And again, I will catch you later on the flip side. Thanks for watching.